delightful experiences, my tour occurred at Purpa Chico, a small village high in the Bolivian Andes. Having arrived to inspect a weaving cooperative, our group, including the ambassador, was warmly greeted. In their own tradition, and with our most precious possessions, the residents staged a reception for us. A welcome march had been prepared. The flag of Bolivia and the United States had been placed side by side. After we were escorted to our seats, the entertainment began. Local musicians with cane reed flutes and homemade drums played for the dancers. My route from Bolivia to Chile took me over the highest part of the Andes, where peak after peak appeared in breathtaking majesty. Intensely blue lakes, fed by the melting snows, could be seen at the base of some of the mountains. I came back to Earth again in Chile, the long, narrow land that hugs the Pacific coast of South America for over 2,500 miles. Santiago, the capital, is an attractive, modern city, full of bustle, traffic, and skyscrapers. About 50 miles from Santiago, I visited a project financed by our aid program, the Taicumelu School. In honor of my visit, the teachers and children presented entertainment that featured the Chilean national dance. I was impressed by the talent from exhibition and also by the practical methods of teaching used in the school. To my delight, the weather was beautiful for the flight from Chile to Argentina, and again I was able to admire the spectacular mountain scenery. My destination was Buenos Aires, a truly handsome city with wide, tree-lined streets, a people with a passion for opera, and a growing population that has already made it the largest city in the southern hemisphere. In Uruguay, my next stop, I paused outside Montevideo to photograph the mountain that gave the capital city its name. This country has one of the highest standards of living on the continent, and Montevideo dominates both its culture and commerce. Located on the sea, the city is the main commercial port and a fashionable summer resort. It was graduation day at the National Military Academy. And I enjoyed watching cadets demonstrate their horsemanship. One of the foremost influences of Latin American life since the colonial period has been the Roman Catholic Church. The early conquerors fought in the name of the Church, baptizing Indians by the thousands. Arriving with the early settlers, the clergy quickly established itself and for years was the sole source of education in the New World. Every city that I visited had one, and usually several, impressive cathedrals, many of them dating back to early colonial years. Although some of the republics have separated church and state, and although Protestantism is on the rise, Roman Catholicism still plays an important role in Latin American life. I had the good fortune to be in Paraguay on one of the country's most important religious holidays. The legend of the Virgin of Cacubé is an enchanting one. Long ago, a great storm struck this lake, threatening to flood the entire countryside. After a padre prayed for protection for the people of the area, the storm abated, the waters receded, and a wooden box was fished from the lake. Inside the box was a small wooden carving of the Virgin. This figure became known as the Virgin of Cacubé, or the Virgin of the Miracles. Her feast day is December 8th, and pilgrims from all over Paraguay come to pay her homage. The procession, quite a colorful affair, is attended by the President of Paraguay and other of the country's dignitaries. Perched atop a bed of flowers, the cherished figure can be viewed by the thousands of worshippers, many of whom walk for miles to reach Cacubé. A large cathedral, now under construction, will replace the old church as a home of the Cardinal. All of the churches are not ancient cathedrals. Some are of the most modern architecture, and certainly the controversial crown of Thorns Cathedral in Brasilia, the new capital of Brazil, is an innovation. Other buildings in this fantastic city, which I photographed on a dismal day, are also complete departures from tradition. These are the congressional buildings. The dome is the Senate chamber, and the bowl the House chamber. The twin towers house the legislative offices. A Brazilian architect named Lucio Costa produced the overall plan for the city. Oscar Niemeyer designed most of the buildings. Although Brasilia has been designated as the new capital of Brazil, there has not been an exodus of people from the old capital of Rio de Janeiro. The setting, with its superb coloring, makes this a beautiful city, and it is understandable that government workers are reluctant to leave. One of the main attractions of Rio for both townspeople and tourists is the fabulous beaches. Stretching for 5 or 6 miles along the shore, they are used by people of every shade and shape. This magnificent strip, backed by skyscraper apartments, is the famous Copacabana. Unfortunately, the surf here is often extremely rough. Swimming is safe only when the sea is at its most calm. One of the more unusual refreshments available at the beaches is a coconut.